Kitchener, Waterloo, Picket opposing the Conservative BillC51. These are some postcards that we made up to send to our MPs. And the rally is about to start.
Well, the students are all on exams right now.
Hey, how are you?
Are you guys staying right here?
I don't know 100% what's going on. Julian there in the leather jacket, he would be going to ask about that.
Because I sent my husband to get me a coffee.
I'm sure we'll be here for a while though, because people are going to speak and
Everybody's
stuff.
late.
Yeah, and yeah, people are late. So,
I had 2 hours sleep.
me too. Someone broke into my house the other night.
Yeah, I've been snooping on your Facebook. You always have interesting stuff. So.
Oh, thank you.
I always check you.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Cool.
Excellent, excellent. Most excellent.
There's cardboard markers up there if you want to make a sign. There's some paint there too if they're dead. Hey Julian,
Yeah.
what do you think about the day that this is actually going to go through, Parliament, having another one, and then handing out actual copies of the charter?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Buy the thing and get started.
I turned the megaphone off, we're just going to turn it back on.
I can't say I don't like it.
Okay, so I'm thinking in about 2 minutes we'll get everyone by the stage, we'll give some quick speeches, then we'll march to Speaker's Corner.
Sounds good. I'm on board.
I don't mind.
Picket opposing BillC51. Going to be starting in about 2-3 minutes. There's a few people going to speak, and then we're going to march up to Speaker's Corner, a few blocks from here, where I imagine a few more people will speak. Yeah, stay tuned.
Here, I'll give you my phone, take a couple pictures of the different speakers. I'll show you how to do that, and then I can upload them, and then we'll have a march. Okay, let me just get it into the thing. Yeah, we should start soon. Some people are leaving at noon, so...
Yeah, as long as
Hello?
Yeah.
Okay, can we get everyone really close to the stage at this point in time? We're going to start the rally and then we're going to have a quick march. My name's Julian Income. I'm one of the organizers, and we're here to fight Bill C51. Now, for those of you who don't know what Bill C51 is, Bill C51 is the supposed anti-terrorist act. But the reality of the situation is that Bill C51 is an act that promotes terror. It promotes state terror. Bill C51 is based on the 2001 UK anti-terror legislation, which makes it possible to be held for simple suspicion of committing terrorism. It makes it possible to be arrested for promoting or supporting terrorism. It makes it possible to be held without trial. It makes it possible to have secret evidence, secret courts, and pretty much creates a police state. We've seen the impact of this bill in the north of Ireland. We've seen the arrest of Christine Connors, who is currently held in jail simply because of her Facebook posts. They're saying that she threw a pipe bomb at a police officer despite the fact that she had an alibi, but the evidence they used against her was over 100 posts that she made on Facebook that state that she feels that the police in the north of Ireland are an occupational force. To me, that sounds like an issue of free speech. We've seen what this bill has done to Miriam Price, who did 2 years in jail, 9 months in an all-men's jail, for holding up a piece of paper at a rally that an alleged IRA member read. So they don't say that she was an IRA member, they don't say that she had anything to do with the IRA. She held up a piece of paper which held someone's speech that an IRA member read, and that was supporting terrorism. We've seen what this bill has done to the 2002, where we have 2 people who are doing life sentences, despite the fact that the witness has been proven to be a liar in court, despite the fact that there is no evidence at all beyond a reasonable doubt that they were involved in this. Bringing this law here, imposing this law here will basically mean that the people who are currently fighting to defend the land and defend the water and indigenous people are going to be arrested and held as terrorists. It means an intensification of Islamophobia. It means that the state is already doing block operations like the one in Vancouver where they arrested 2 people, encouraged them to commit acts of terror, incited them to commit acts of terror, and then arrested them to justify the sort of anti-terror legislation will continue to happen. This bill means that simply speaking our minds can be seen as promoting an act of terror. For example, if I want to say that I support the Palestinian struggle, and the Palestinian struggle is deemed a terrorist struggle, while people are quiet about the crimes of Israel, I can get arrested for supporting terrorism. It means me sharing simple news or having a political view on world events in the Ukraine or anywhere else can be seen as promoting terrorism. But the worst thing about this is this law codifies all the black operations that the Canadian state have carried out. In the past, these dirty tricks have happened, but now these dirty tricks will become law. And the majority of people are going to be targeted aren't the white working class, but are actually indigenous people, are Muslim people, and are those that society marginalizes. So us as settlers have an obligation to speak out and say that we don't want this bill passed and we don't want this law, not in our name. I'm going to open the stage up for other people to say a few words. Anyone wants to come up and say a few things. But the important thing is that we take a stand and we say we do not want the Canadian state to continue criminalizing just struggles of independence here and abroad. We do not want the Canadian state to carry out terrorist attacks in the name of fighting terrorism. and we do not want the Canadian state to silence discussion on foreign policy. As we're speaking right now, the Canadian state is bombing Syria and Iraq. Plenty of people are fighting ISIS, but what we're not told is the role the Canadian state played in the creation of ISIS and in the creation of different forces to destabilize the region. In the words of Nasser Allah, who, once this bill is passed, I won't be allowed to quote anymore, no matter who wins the war in Syria, well, the outcome of what will happen in Syria is a weak Syria which will strengthen Israel. And that's what the Canadian state wants. So what we're seeing right now is the Canadian state creates a group of terror that commits terror and then carries out war to stop this terror that they themselves created, while intensifying terror against the citizens here. We all need to take a stand against this. We've seen what this law has done in the north of Ireland, and it's unacceptable. The current arrest of the Creek Avenue is unacceptable. And we definitely don't want this sort of law here. I have a personal interest in this. I'm on the U.S. terrorist list for simply speaking my mind and saying what I think about what's going on in Ireland and what's going on in other places. Homeland Security has put me on the terrorist list for speaking my mind and that sort of stuff. So I have a very, particularly on the issue of Ireland, my views on the occupation. So I have self-interest in this because I know I'm going to be one of the few people targeted if this law gets passed. But the reality of the situation is that a fascistic state knows no boundaries. And even though the majority of people that are going to be targeted by these bills are indigenous people and Muslim people, it's only a matter of time before they start picking everyone else off. And so we have to stay united against imperialism, against colonialism, and against this law of terror which is being passed in the name of fighting terror. I'm going to open the mic up, let people say a few words, and then we're going to march to Speaker's Corner.
Hi, my name is Bob Johnson.
It went black.
I'm a member of Fair Vote Canada, the Waterloo chapter. I'm one of the founding members of the Pirate Party of Canada. But during my living, I'm a computer consultant. I deal with cyber issues, cyber security, and so I feel that this bill is going to affect my own livelihood. I don't want that to happen. Cyber is a buzzword that just means that things can be done faster and more efficiently and cheaper. There are already plenty of laws on the books today that take care of any cyber crime that might happen to take place. I teach computer security. I teach people how to hide their communications from the surveillance state. And because of that, I could very well be targeted with assisting and aiding terrorist organizations by teaching them how to preserve their own privacy. And so, for that reason, I do not want this bill to pass. I'm most disgusted with the parliamentary procedures that limit debate on these bills, that bundle other bills into huge omnibus bills, making it nearly impossible to determine what is actually getting passed. And a stacked Senate that no longer has sober second thought, but just rubber stamps this legislation to go through. So I understand we have a very small window of opportunity to continue to protest this bill. I recommend you grab a postcard from over there, put some comments on there to tell Prime Minister Harper that you want this bill defeated, and stick it in a mailbox. No postage necessary, and hopefully they will listen and not pass Bill C51. Thank you.
Hi there, my name is Scott Sneger-Piaczewski. I'm the president of the Waterloo Federal NDP. And I wanted to let you know that when Thomas Mulcair spoke out against this bill, 83% of Canadians told pollsters that they were in favor of it. 83%. So that is the kind of moral courage that we need from our leader of our official opposition. That is the kind of moral courage we need from our next Prime Minister. So the Waterloo Federal NDP is going door to door this afternoon, starting at 4:30 in Uptown Waterloo, to take the message against BillC51 and a petition to the residents of Waterloo. It's great that you're all here, but we need to amplify the campaign against this. Right now, since the NDP came out against it when 83% of Canadians said that they were in favor of it, it's now down to the low. That is because of the work of people like you, but it's also because of the work of people like Thomas Mulcair. And I want to urge you to talk to other parliamentarians who say that they are opposed to BillC51 but are voting for it, to vote against that bill. We need a united opposition against BillC51 in Parliament, and that requires the Liberal Party to stand up alongside the NDP and vote against legislation that they say they oppose. If you're interested in coming out this afternoon, we're meeting at the Waterloo Public Library, the downstairs entrance off the parking lot at 4:30 this afternoon, and we're going to take the message door to door. So we welcome your support. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Vanessa. I'm a former nurse who lost her job due to vaccine damage. I'm getting a lot of flack for talking about it. Now I'm an actor, and unfortunately, when Canada's Economic Action Plan was introduced, I was one of the people hired to be in the ads. Something I kind of regret at the moment, but I'm really opposed to this bill because what it does is it takes away our right and our freedom to stand up for ourselves. What we're doing here is we're not hurting anyone. I'm not doing anything in my life that hurts or bothers anyone. So I resent anyone invading on my privacy. I resent the fact that I could be labeled a terrorist for speaking up. I resent the fact that I'm censored. I resent the fact that on Facebook, most of the population will post negative comments to me standing up for other people's rights. And I think that's happening because there's a massive erosion of privacy. It happened first with our celebrities. We said it was okay to peer into the lives of our celebrities, to hound them, to allow the paparazzi to chase them, put them in danger. Then reality TV was introduced. And now it's commonplace that you can peer into someone's life 24 hours a day. Now it's so commonplace that there's hardly anyone here today because everyone seems to be complacent with the fact that our privacy and our rights are being eroded. This is the problem that I have with this bill. Thank you.
Okay, does anyone else want to say a few words before we start marching? We're going to have the microphone open. Anyone want to say some few words? And then we're going to start marching to the corner where we'll wrap this up after a march.
That's really what it's about.
Okay, let's start marching then. Everyone grab a postcard or something. Those who have signs, grab a sign. Gather behind the microphone and start marching.
You are hundreds of times more likely to be shot by a police officer. You are several more times likely for that to happen. And that's why we're standing here, and that's why we're fighting this and stuff like that.
Well, March is about to start Speaker's Corner. That was the 4 speakers we just had, and we're about to go.
I just came by to see what's going on.
Okay, so get everyone behind here so we can start marching. some pictures on my phone as well. Yeah, if it goes dark, just touch the top.
Oh, the top, okay. I couldn't find, I was looking over here.
Okay, we're gonna start marching. How do people feel about taking the street? Or do people want to march on the sidewalk? It's not against the law yet to take the street.
I think we're too small. Streets are ours.
Two streets.
Okay, well, let's start marching. We'll see how people are feeling when we get there. Kill the bill! No state terror! Kill the bill! State terror! Kill the bill! No 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 state terror! What do we want? Kill BillC51! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Kill BillC51! When do we want it? Now! What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
Can you go to the front of the march? Take some pics on my cell phone as well?
Yeah, for sure.
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
How do people feel about going to the farmers market? There's a lot more people there. Yeah? Do it. Okay. What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51! Now! Kill BillC51! Now!
You think somebody get off the street, right? You're gonna have to tell them out there. kick us out of the street right now. Although this is a legal protest, you can't do that.
It is not illegal to be on the street. You have the right to be on the street. Look at all these kids on the street.
I'm trying to get everybody off. It's a safety hazard.
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
Actually, yeah, we can. This is a constitutional right. Take some pictures on my
Oh,
cell phone about how he's interfering with my constitutional right. This is free speech. You're interfering with our first. You're interfering with our First
Kill
Amendment.
BillC51!
This is what BillC51 is about. People have always been allowed to demonstrate on the street. He's trying to push us away from our democratic right. Kill BillC51! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state!
I noticed you were trying to stay away from it. I'm keeping you out of the frame.
No police state! 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 No police state!
No police state! No police state! No police state!
No police state!
No police state! No police state!
No police state!
No police state!
No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state!
No police state!
No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! Harper, Harper, Harper! Out, out, out! Harper, Harper, Harper! Out, out, out!
Okay, so cops just came, tried to kick us out of the road, told us that this is an illegal protest, illegal to be in the streets. Everyone told them off. They've gone, I'm guessing, to get reinforcements. Back to the protest. There's the cop right there.
Kill BillC51! 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 Kill BillC51!
Now there's some people on the street, some people on the sidewalk. I'm guessing those people are more afraid to get arrested kind of thing. See what happens where the cops are going to come in and intervene.
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
to come. Julian. Pop to come out behind.
What do we want?
Yeah, I'll go to the back.
BillC51! Now!
Police coming with cruisers now. Cruisers are coming up behind us now.
Market's up here.
Yeah, that's true. That's funny. They're gonna catch up to us, and then we're gonna get off the road. They're gonna catch up to us, and we're almost at our destination, the Kitchener Market, Farmers Market, right here on the left. Yeah, here they come. Constable who tried to stop us in the street is now back behind the cruiser. Cruiser's coming at me.
Crossing the street, guys.
Alright, so we made it to the market. Sorry.
Grab it. There we go. Thank you, dear.
As we saw earlier while we were marching, the police were trying to tell us that we couldn't march on the road. The police were trying to tell us that our demonstration is illegal. People have always marched on the road for all sorts of political activity, and the Constitution clearly says, and there's case law to back this up, that freedom of expression trumps traffic laws. Freedom of expression trumps what Waterloo police officers have to say. Freedom of expression is something enshrined in our Constitution that BillC51 wants to destroy. The reality of the situation is that the officers here want to have the power to be able to tell us our demonstrations are illegal. They want to have the power to be able to criminalize us. But we won't let them have that power. We have the power of the people. And we have the power to refuse. We have the power to refuse to obey their unjust laws. We have the power to refuse to listen to what they're saying when they're trying to criminalize our right to consciousness and our right to be political. I stated earlier that this act is modeled on the UK 2001 Terror Act. As we've seen what that's done in the north of Ireland, where the police are an occupational force. So we're also here in solidarity with those people, and we're going to be here to say that we won't allow these acts to be passed here. We won't allow ourselves to be criminalized for our political views, and we will not allow our freedom of expression to be criminalized. They say this demonstration is illegal, I say they're illegal. What they're trying to do is throw the Constitution under their foot and stamp on it, and that's illegal. Constitutional law trumps Harper's secret agenda. We're going to open the mic and then we're going to march again to Speaker's Corner. Anyone want to say a few words? Yeah!
I'd just like to say that over the course of my lifetime, I cannot believe in the erosion of the education system. I can't believe what's happening with our government. People are being dumbed down. People are being turned into zombies and not paying attention to what's happening in the world around them, what's going on every day all around the planet. Governments are trampling on people's rights, and apathy has been created by politicians who constantly do not carry out what they're in office to do. They all make promises and then they all play by the same playbook. They all don't deliver what they say they're going to deliver. And over time, this has caused all of the people to become apathetic about politics.
and nobody's looking at the big picture. People, if we don't open our eyes and if we don't stand up, we're on the edge of a slippery slope from which there's no return. Once your rights are gone, once these guys put all this stuff into place to control you and to keep you down, you'll never be able to come back. Stand up now, protect your freedom, protect your right to live your life the way you want to live it. Don't let the man put you down, because once they have control, it's a hole we'll never be able to fight our way out of. Lots of people have fought and died throughout history so that people can be free to do what they want, to say what they want. As long as you're not hurting anybody, nothing should stifle open debate. You should be free to bring your ideas to the public forum and to be able to discuss what's right.
I'm pretty sure it's just up there, right across from City Hall. Okay. If anyone would be interested in doing it.
Governments are stamping on the rights of people.
TD, Scotia, and I think there's one more, but I'm not 100%.
Anybody else?
Okay. So, they're trying to tell us that we can't be on the road. They're trying to tell us we can't be on the sidewalk. Now
Security now is trying to kick us out of the market.
Protect your freedom!
So the police told us earlier, I'm saying, on the one hand you have the police telling us we can't march on the road. You have the police telling us we can't march there.
It is not fair that you misconstrued what she said. She said
I get this is true. What I said, and I stand by this, was that they are trying to tell us we can't be on the road, they being the police. They're telling us we can't be on the sidewalk, now they're telling us we can't be on the market.
Be on the sidewalk.
Well, a right is something you have by exercising it. When they try to take away your rights, that's when you lose them. So let's march on the street to Speaker's Corner and we'll figure out what we'll do from there.
Do you want your phone for now, or you want me to keep going? Yeah. Okay. How's it going?
Harper!
What do we want? The other day.
Kill BillC51!
Oh, it doesn't make sense.
Kill BillC51! When do we want it?
Now! Called the cops, took them 24 hours.
Kill BillC51!
They were there for 2 minutes, told me they can't do anything.
it probably was the cops. They want to distract
Okay,
you.
we're going to take the street right after this white car passes. Because we do still have the right to do this. We do still have the right to march without being
Back in the
criminalized.
streets.
Kill
Let's slow down a bit so everyone
Kill
can catch up to us.
BillC51!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
We got 3 more cops coming up.
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Kill BillC51!
When do we want it?
Now!
No police state!
No police state!
No police state!
No police state!
No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state!
That's a good one.
No police state! No police state!
No police state!
No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state! No police state!
I'm just gonna make sure I keep filming them when they're coming to us.
Yeah, it's good.
Harper!
Harper!
Harper! Harper! Harper! Kill BillC51! Kill BillC51!
Kill BillC51! Kill BillC51!
More people joining us in the march now.
Kill Harper. Oh, I mean,
that was funny as fuck. Oh. Cops again.
Kill BillC51! 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 No police state! 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 No police state!
We'll walk back up to the front, see a cruiser with its cherries on up there. And they're blocking the road now for us.
Okay, so despite what the police have been telling us that we can't march on the road, despite their attempts to criminalize our attempt to freedom of expression, we still marched and we still took a stand. But this isn't enough. As the police intensify their attacks on us, we need to intensify our resistance. And when I say that, what I mean is political resistance. We need to organize. We need to organize ourselves in defense of our basic human rights. On May 13th, at the Working Center, there's going to be a planning meeting and a discussion on human rights. Those involved include the ambassador of Venezuela, which is currently a target of the Harper and the U.S. administration. How many of you know where Venezuela is? Okay. How many of you feel that Venezuela is a threat? Or how many of you have personally felt threatened by Venezuela?
No. No.
How many of you have been shot by the Venezuelan military?
No.
At the same time, Harper and Obama are trying to say that Venezuela is a threat. Meanwhile, the police shoot people here in Canada with impunity, taking human lives. I think they're more of a threat than Venezuela. Why should we be mobilized against Venezuela and consider Venezuela a terrorist when the real terrorists are sitting in Ottawa planning to take away our basic liberties? It's a Canadian state that is a terrorist, and this law is not an anti-terror law. This law is a terror law.